Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Aririguzoh. I've had a lot of adjectives used to describe me in my days, some that I'm proud of, some that I'm not. However, I feel that the words that people say when they look at me at first glance or their first impression of me don't accurately describe who I am, just because there's so many layers and experiences that have shaped me to be who I am today. To start, I was born in Pieve di Sacco, Italy, as the youngest of four siblings to parents who were immigrants to the entire country. I had a problem acclimating with younger kids just because we didn't share the same experiences. And I had an even bigger problem once I migrated to America when I was 6 years old. The biggest problem I had was that I didn't know English. And so I really couldn't communicate with the kids because I couldn't speak the language that they were speaking. I was made fun of a lot at a young age. And I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be a kid who everyone thought was nice. And so I really put my best foot forward and tried to learn English as quickly as I could. I asked my parents who knew English. I asked my siblings who were taking the same classes as me. And I watched YouTube videos to see if they could teach me English faster. And I looked at the stuff that we learned in class so I could pick it up a little bit quicker because I started backwards. So I had to run a little faster to catch up to the other kids. Growing up, I was in an extremely religious and family-oriented household. A very popular phrase that my mom had was uno per tutti, tutti per uno, which means all for one, one for all. However, I didn't necessarily embody that sentiment as I grew up because I slowly started to grow apart and despise my siblings when I moved to America. Not because they did anything poor, but because they were setting too good of an example. My siblings were amazing in every aspect of what they did, whether it be academically or athletically. And so I always looked up to them for it. However, when I got to the stages that they were at, I would very often get compared to them. And that made me feel like I wasn't my own person, as if I wasn't worthy of being my own person. And so I grew apart from them very quickly. And I built a habit of trying to do things myself in every aspect. Continuing this trend, I decided to transfer after my sophomore year of high school to a prep school, the Hun School of Princeton. I wanted a fresh start away from my siblings. I had gone to the high school that my brother went to previously, and drew a lot of comparisons there. They even tried to make me wear his number when I played basketball. And I transferred during the pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic, and I struggled very early on because I didn't know how to ask for help. During the pandemic, you had to go and seek people out because a lot of people were worried about themselves. And I hated asking for help. I've always loved doing things myself because I felt that that would give me the validation that I so longed for. And so I struggled very early on. However, a huge turning point for me was my college recruitment. I couldn't do my college recruitment by myself. I'll be very honest. As much as I tried, I just simply couldn't do it by myself. I needed counselors. I needed my coach. I needed my siblings' advice because they'd all been college athletes before me. And so I learned to open up and I learned that I needed to ask for help because I do not have every single answer. I talked to my parents at dining room tables. I had long, sad talks after poor SAT scores and after schools told me that they didn't want me. And throughout all of this disappointment, throughout all of this failure, throughout all of this learning, my bond with my family became so much stronger. And I really embodied the meaning of uno per tutti e tutti per uno. Myself today, I've learned that I still don't have every single answer. And I still don't know everything there is to know about myself and about the environments around me. However, throughout my struggles, I've learned three very important things. Number one is that proper preparation prevents poor performance. You have to work. You have to work hard and you have to know exactly what you're walking into. You have to prepare for everything, whether it be a presentation, whether it be practice, whether it be a game in the brightest moments. You have to prepare for everything so that you can try your best to not underperform. You're less likely to underperform if you're prepared for what you're going through. The second thing is that discipline is a necessity. You can't go to the gym and push yourself one day and then sit the other 6 days. You have to be disciplined. You have to consistently want to do something, maybe even obsess over it a little bit. And the last thing that I learned, the third thing, is that without humility, the first two things mean absolutely nothing. You have to be able to understand when you don't have all the answers, when you are wrong, so you can know what to work on, what to fix, and what exactly you need to get over the last hump, the obstacles in your way, and everything, and achieve everything that you want to do in your life.